after injury, that figured to make a big difference. But Jimmy Butler scored 22 in the first quarter, which ties Dwayne Wade for a Heat franchise playoff record for points in a quarter. Butler also scored on 20 straight for the Heat to close the first quarter. The Heat trailed by 7 at the break. Giannis getting that lower back worked on. The Bucks lead by 8 off a miss. Giannis puts the Bucks up 10. Later in the quarter, the Bucks are up 8. Giannis in transition. He's lethal. He's fouled. That's 3 the hard way. Bucks lead by 11 with 12 minutes to go. Bucks have won 51 games this season when leading after 3. The Heat won 15 when they trailed after 3. Both lead the NBA. Up 11, it's comfortable. This was the pick and roll that was lethal all night. Giannis, Brook Lopez. Lopez had 36 and 11. This game felt kind of done, but then Butler goes absolutely nuts. It's a 3-point game. Caleb Martin. Heat down 2. That's a long one. Next possession. Giannis, it's knocked away. Mad scramble. Woo! Heat have got the lead. It's a 13-0 run in just 2.5 minutes of action. 3 minutes left. Giannis driving, fouled, and 1. Bucks up 2. Then it's Butler. Steps into that 3. That rattles home. Heat back in front. Next Heat possession. Butler. Toes on the line. Building's going nuts. And this is your what? I think.
Say that.
Well, he can.
Yeah,
he said it like 26 times in case anyone wasn't sure what this was. It's your what? Yep. Yes, it is. It is. That's my shot. It's the shot that I made. That's not what he said. Giannis with a drive and a miss. And Butler goes for 56. Just a stunning fourth quarter performance. And Butler, after this remarkable performance, with this to say.
I love the competitive aspect of it, I guess. I think this is where all the best players, they show up and they show out. And I'm not saying I'm one of those best players. I just want to be looked at as such. And I just go out there and I compete. I think Coach Pat and Spo wanted me here for a reason. I feel like this is part of that reason. But the job's not done, so we don't want to get comfortable. We got one more to get.
You've denied it before, but is playoff Jimmy a thing? Are you ready to?
It's not a thing. It's not. I just be hooping.
Well, there's a different gear this man finds in the postseason. He took 28 shots from the floor and made 19. The 56 points are the most in postseason history by any player to attempt fewer than 30 field goals in the game. 22 came in the opening quarter, which kept Miami in it. 21 in the final closed the deal, becoming the only player in the last quarter century to have multiple 20-point quarters in a single playoff game. On the losing side of this, Milwaukee becomes just the 5th 1 seed to trail 3-1 in the first round, and the first since 2012. That was Chicago. Each of the last 3 teams ultimately lost the series. 3-1 series lead for Los Angeles. The closeout game is always the toughest. They will go to Memphis for Game 5 on Wednesday. Speaking of a 3-1 series lead, something we didn't see coming, right? And I'll pivot to the game between the Bucks and the Heat. And you talk about an all-time performance. I'm asking you, Perk, how do you frame what Jimmy Butler did?
Scott, let's take a moment of silence to appreciate that greatness that we saw out of Jimmy Butler tonight. I mean, to overcome and to compete with those Twin Towers over there in Milwaukee. Giannis with a monster triple-double. Brook Lopez went for a career high. And Jimmy Butler completely took over that game. He had a little help, but not much. And I was amazed and confused at the same time. Because when I'm watching Jimmy Butler go to work, we all know that Jimmy don't care about the regular season, but we know that he ups his game in the postseason. That's why he earned the name Playoff Jimmy. So as I'm watching the game, and I watch him go for 22 points in the first quarter, I'm saying, well, maybe Budenholzer is watching the same game I'm watching. And as he started to take over the fourth, I'm saying, okay, are you going to call a timeout? Are you going to make an adjustment defensively and say, we're going to trap Jimmy Butler until he gives up the ball? We're going to deny him. We may go to a boxing one. He did none of that. And Jimmy Butler just took it over in great fashion and showed why he earned the name Playoff Jimmy. And he did everything and more to get that victory. And the Milwaukee Bucks are in trouble.
Without question, but the adjustments that are made game to game this time of year are what earn you titles eventually, and we're a long way from that. But Milwaukee's done it. I talk about championship DNA. It's part of who they are. What has to happen for them just to get you got to win 3 games, but you can't win 3 until you win 1. What do they have to do to get back in the series, Perk?
Well, to me, I think they got to get back to who they are defensively. I think it's been too much slippage. I think Jrue Holiday got to get back to being that perimeter defender, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. I think Giannis, although it was his first game back, he has to impose his will more on the defensive side of things. And you just got to get more out of the others. I would expect Budenholzer maybe to go to Jay Crowder to throw him on Jimmy Butler at times. In Game 5, but I expect the Milwaukee Bucks to protect their home court. But when you're trying to get back from a 3-1 lead, you just got to take it one game at a time. You can't look ahead, Scott. One game at a time, and make sure you leave it all out there on the floor. I believe the Milwaukee Bucks will get Game 5, and they will force a Game 6 back to Miami.
And just like the situation with the Lakers, Game 5 in that 3-1 series comes Wednesday as they go back home to Milwaukee. Every night this time of year, you have an opportunity for something incredible to happen. We certainly saw that this Monday out of Butler, and quite a performance and a response from the Lakers at home to win in overtime. Perk, I appreciate you, man. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.